Hey guys, this is Matt with Basemap, and today we're talking the Colorado Draw and the things that you need to know before you apply. First things first is the deadline. It's April 2nd at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and you need to get your app in early because lots of times state websites are, a little iffy. So get your application in early to make sure that you don't run into any issues. And even if you just want to build a preference point, you got to get your app in by then. The next thing you need to understand are hunt codes. Hunt codes in Colorado basically define a species, a weapon that you can use, a unit that you can hunt in, and the type of sex that you can harvest. Now, each of these hunt codes has a quota attached to it, and the quota is the total number of licenses available to draw that hunt code. Now, those licenses aren't just given out willy-nilly. There's basically a grouping system in Colorado. So residents can draw a portion of that quota, non-residents can draw another portion, and then even at the outset, landowners and youth can pull some off the top. But it all depends on what application demand looks like for different hunt codes. In general, if we're talking about deer, elk, and antelope, residents can draw either 75 or 80% of the total quota, and that depends on whether or not it's a high demand hunt. Non-residents then can draw the remainder. So for each of these quotas groups, then those licenses are allocated according to one of three different systems. There's a preference point system in place for deer, elk, and antelope. And basically what a preference point system is where we allocate applicants with the most number of preference points first, working our way down the list until all the licenses are allocated, or we run out of applicants, whichever comes first. So for instance, if there were 20 licenses available for a particular hunt code, and we've allocated, let's say, all but 2, and we're now at the 8 preference point level, and there's 10 applicants, those remaining 2 licenses would be randomly allocated to 2 of the 10 applicants with that number of points. So that's the way a preference point system works. If you're applying to moose, Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep, or mountain goat, then there's what's called a weighted preference point system in place. What you can think of for a weighted preference point system is it acts like a bonus point system if you're from another state that has a bonus point system in place. More or less what happens is the more points you have, there's a linear increase in your odds of drawing. So somebody with 3 points versus 5 points, 5 point, you'll have a better chance at basically a linear rate. So if you want to see exactly what those odds are, use Basemap's Hunt Planner to see how it changes over time. Now, lastly is the desert bighorn sheep. They use a random draw for that. So if there's 1 license available and there's 250 applicants, you have a 1 in 250 chance of drawing. Okay. The last thing you're going to see when you actually go to apply is that there are choices. Oh, what are choices? Well, choices basically allow an applicant to rank order which hunt they prefer first, second, third, and fourth when they go to apply. Now, when you actually apply and you select a first choice, that will be allocated according to that draw system. And then if there's any licenses left over after evaluating everybody's first choice, we'll move to the second choice and randomly allocate. And that will be the same system for third, fourth choices as well. Okay, that's what you need to know for the Colorado Draw. Good luck this year.